It's the spot that's introduced to me going back multiple times. I remember reading like interviews of dudes doing that back in the day and always being like, what? And then it happened to me here. It's an obstacle course. Start on the curve. It's about 1.5 feet wide, and on one side is a bunch of mud and trash and broken glass. So that's the first step that sucks. The Wally is usually chill if you make it there with your weight in the right spot. If you're doing a manual, you have to get past all the little holes in the top and not get stuck and fall. And then when you land it, you have to be perfectly centered so you can roll off a curb immediately.
Oh my God!
Yo! Wow.
It's in Queens, right over the river from Brooklyn. It's never a bust, so that's a big appeal. I feel like the first 5 or 6 times of going there, I was like, fuck this. After the first trick I did on it, I was probably like, ooh, I figured out how to carve around it. Now I can maybe try something else. My first recollection of ever going there was with Colin Sussingham and Johnny, and it was like cold, probably like late October. It was the first time that I really like had to battle a trick that hard that it triggered something in my brain. It made me like obsessive or something. Like I was just like more and more and more. It's like not a consistent curve. It kind of cuts harder at the end. It's definitely better for goofy footed because you're on your heels. If you're hitting the ledge, the out ledge part, I think it's a little easier to maintain your speed. But if you're going over the top for a manual, like you really have to cut at the end. Over like all the times I've skated it, I've realized to go a little bit slower and then try to like pump at the end around the corner because it like kind of kinks a little. Johnny's the one who got me into like 180 fakie manis because he could do them. He was like obsessed with that trick. And then we would like do them at the skate park together. There's like little Wally mani pads at some skate parks around here, like at LES. He was doing them and he was like antagonizing me about it. It's like, I can do this, you can't, or some shit like that. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I've never even thought about doing that trick. That's weird. And then I just started trying them, figured it out. I don't know, it just feels good. So I just kept doing it. I need to stop doing that trick. I've done it in like too many things.
Stay up, sucker. Oh my God.
Spent so many days where nobody has shit to go to. Like, okay, let's go hit the pavement, clock in. You know you're going to be trying something for a while, you know. If you're not doing shit and if you strike out a couple times, you can just go there and punish yourself.
Oh! What? Oh!
feel like they've all been because of Johnny, because he's like, you can't do that. Or he was the one who was saying, like, back when he fakey manny fakey flip. I think I went there to try that and I was just doing half cab flip, so it ended up just being a half cab flip. He was just always down to go there because, like, he wanted to see it. When I started trying those tricks, any sort of tech trick felt like it would be the most tedious thing, and it sure enough was. It was cool to like experience that. Honestly, made me grow, I think, a little bit. Just like having to swallow it and go back, swallow it and go back. The half cab flip was one of the craziest feelings I've had from doing a trick, just because that was like a really bad day there. Weird, humid, kind of cold. I was sweating a bunch, and then all of a sudden I like got close, and I think 3 tries later I landed it. Definitely works to do a 180 up because your body's already leaning so hard. And then when you pump, you can kind of carry through. It had to have sucked. It's hard to remember. It's been like 4 different tricks and many occasions of being there where I've just been completely over it. Probably focused a few boards. Just had not a good time, but still just went back. And it's hard to remember which one was which. Been a lot of different times being there, being angry or like upset. I'm pretty good at letting go immediately afterwards. Like I'll be pissed in the moment, but I don't want it to ruin my day. The only reason I've been able to skate it so many times is because I've put enough hours in there that it's muscle memory getting around it and onto it now. Johnny again. It was his idea. And I was like, dude, I don't think I could do that. Then I was like starting to practice that trick. I got kind of close, and then I think I broke my board. We went back and I landed it, and he was like, that's the fastest you've ever landed anything here. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. It's crazy because all those tricks, all the manuals, I'd never tried to hit the edge because I couldn't think of anything that I could do. And then once I started trying, I was like, oh, this is like not as hard. It's way less of an angle. You can kind of go off the side, or you do go off the side. You don't have to like turn all crazy at the end to stay on top. Nothing will feel as good as the half cab flip out, probably, because of the relief that went along with that. But the back heel flip out definitely felt really good too. It just felt the most fluid because I landed completely blind, fakey, and like didn't have any problem going off the curb. So it just felt like insane that way. It wasn't like all jerky at all. It just felt like fluid. I don't know why I was doing manuals on it, honestly, for that long, because doing something on the ledge, it feels kind of like better. Every time I've landed a trick, I've said, it's over. I'm never coming back here. Every time. After talking about it, I kind of like am thinking about it and I want to skate there now.